car number 87 from North Franklin, Connecticut, the Mayday oil entry for Chris Meyer.
We stopped racing the late model with Scott Cook halfway through the year. We just weren't meshing well in the shop. We had different schedules. We just couldn't get lined up. You know, Scott's a really good friend of mine. I still talk to Scott. And then Paul was like, "Hey, I'm changing divisions. If you have any interest in late model racing, I'll sell you my car." Looked through the car a whole bunch, and we decided that maybe it was a better idea to convert our street stock. Once the funding came together, we were able to sell everything for the street stock and convert the car and go late model racing. We put together a team of people who wanted to win, and I told all those guys that I could win and that we could win. So going into opening day, I was like, man, I hope I didn't oversell myself.
We've got a black flag being issued. It is for car number 87. That is the car of Chris Meyer.
The fuel breathing line, I put it on the right side of the car instead of the left side of the car. So when I would go into the corner, the fuel sloshing to the right side of the cell would push up the breather line and dump fuel. Opening day, and we ended up with a 20th place finish.
First and second, Chris Myers is all over the back bumper of the Andrew Duran machine.
First full season in your own car, and you're already on the podium after the third race.
It was huge. We still don't have the car quite right. We were still working some things out, and I wasn't hitting my marks quite right. That was the night that Bob Phil got on the radio in practice and gave me the instruction of a lifetime. It showed my sponsors and the people that are supporting our team that they didn't make the wrong choice and that we were capable. Right around halfway through the season, I felt like as a driver, I really started to click. We went from being 9th, 10th, 11th in practice to being in the top 3 and top 4 in practice every week. I like to look at the lap times after the feature and see how many laps were sub 22 seconds. We didn't have a lot of luck.
It certainly is. Wayne Corey Jr. is up to the 6th spot.
Oh, trouble. Verrecchio hard into the outside wall. Chris Meyer also involved in the 87 car.
We just kept getting tangled up in the first, second lap of race with incidents. Some of them my fault. I feel like the majority probably not. I'm just getting caught up in other people's stuff, but I certainly made some mistakes too that we had to work on and fix. And we did by the end of the year. Yeah, so all my team is new to late model racing. None of my team has any experience on pit road. Mid-season, we picked up a crew member and sponsor, Joe Boivin from Precision Velocity Car Rentals, who has a ton of experience on pit road. And I can accredit at least all those nights that we had issues, I can accredit 2-3 track positions to Joe and his leadership on pit road. He got us out there. I mean, he was fast and he knew what to do. Those races in the middle of the season when our night was terrible, that just showed what a good team can do for you. And I'm happy to say that having Joe on the team elevated everybody on the team. You gotta get the tires right. You have to be able to work in the shop and come to the track totally prepared. There's no room for error. It's very competitive. You have to be like a shark. If you want to get your spot, you got to take it right now. Otherwise, the next shark's going to get it. My dad put an excellent race car on the racetrack. No expense spared and all the things we have here. And we have Bob Phil. We have the best crew chief out there, obviously. Excellent engine from Donnie at Rad. And I've won 30 races. I know it's no late model wins. I got that. But somebody show me an excuse somewhere where we shouldn't be in victory lane.
Myers is in a bid to try to take over the #1 spot. Sturck is pedaling as fast as he can, but it is Myers who becomes the second leader of the event. Chris Meyer, the kid with a big smile and a ton of talent, will be tonight's winner in the Napa Late Model main event.
Weight lifted off my shoulders. I was really proud that I was able to give my sponsors a win. You know, like I said, we got real sponsors this year, so I told them I was going to win. I told them I was going to win a race for them this year, and I did. We felt like we knew what the ingredients were for winning and competing, and we just kept that in our hands to be able to put those people in place. We got to work on a tire program. We got to be better about that, which we learned a lot of things about that throughout the season, and we're putting together a good plan to be on top of that for next year. We got to make sure we show up 100% prepared, and I have to worry about only the things that are my job and in my control. I want to thank Judy and Scott Poirier first. They were the first sponsor that came on. They're racing fixtures here for probably 40 years. I want to thank Kevin Fargo from Mayday Oil. He joined us this year as a sponsor and as track help. He helps me in the shop at least once, twice a week. He was a huge addition to this team. I think Randy Chamberlain, he's been sponsoring us for years now. Joe Boivin from Precision Velocity Karts for all the help that he had on pit road, and providing excellent race cars for my kids to drive. I think Bob Phil, I can't say enough about Bob. Donnie from Rad Auto Machine, my wife, my kids, my dad, Adam Gaeta. We had Casella Waste come on with us the last 2-3 races of the year, and they're going to be on board with us next year. Guys got to watch out next year. I feel like we're going to win some races. Like I said, to be able to go through the season, I don't feel like I've made any enemies. I race everybody with a ton of respect. I got a lot of respect back, and my team has another year under their belt, and we're going to win next year. We're going to try to race for that championship. I know that maybe that doesn't sound right because it's our second full season, but I have no doubts in my mind that we can compete.